Hey guys, what's up? It's Joe Raiti from Raiti's Rides. We are here at the 2024 edition of the Miami Auto Show, and of course we had to start off our day at the Nissan booth. And look at what I have right next to me. This is it. This is your 2025 first time ever Nissan Rogue Rock Creek edition. But before we get into this compact crossover that has some off-road specs to it, let's talk about what's going on here. So if you remember last year, we were at the SEMA show in Las Vegas and we brought you a Nissan Rogue that had this really unique style to it. It had off-road tires, it had special interior. Well, here's where SEMA turns into actual production vehicle. They took the ideas from that vehicle at SEMA, that Rogue that they had on display, and now you'll be able to drive your own first ever Rock Creek edition. So what does this mean? This goes up against vehicles like the Toyota RAV4 TRD off-road, the Hyundai Tucson XRT, and of course we can't forget vehicles like the Kia Sportage X Pro. Now, what Nissan has done is not just added some off-road flair to it and style, but they've also made some changes to the interior as well. And you'll also notice up top on the roof, we'll talk about what's going on there. But what I want to find out is if you're looking for that compact, you don't want a mid-size, you definitely don't want a full-size, but you're looking for that compact crossover SUV, but has some extra off-road specs to it, is this the way to go over a RAV4 off-road trim TRD spec? Let's go ahead, let's dive in and find out. Right off the bat, the color. Love the way you're gonna have special colors for this Rock Creek edition. And remember, we already brought you the Pathfinder Rock Creek edition, which is that mid-size 3-row SUV. Now at the front of the business, I love the way it's not just a bunch of colors and stickers stuck on. You're actually getting a unique front end that is specific to the Rock Creek edition. So it all starts with the great LED lighting. You're gonna get that signature LED daytime running lamp with the separate pod of all LED lighting on the headlight housing. And then you'll notice how we have functional, not fake, functional corner air curtains. Some of this gloss black and some of this dune, sand dune color really gives it that off-road appeal. Now, as we come across the front grille, unique to the Rock Creek edition, of course, you're gonna have that V-motion grille, which is part of their signature style at Nissan, but you'll also see how they kind of made these ornamental silver rectangle shapes at the top to kind of blend this in nicely with the Pathfinder. You're actually gonna see this style, and this goes back to the 1980s when they came out with the Nissan hard-body pickup trucks and the original first-gen Pathfinder. My only zonk is I wish they were functional, but they do look really good and they add a nice little bit of pop of color with the silver. Now, following our way down, we do have that blacked out Nissan badge. That looks like something that you would see on Darth Vader's helmet. And you do get a forward-facing camera, which is so important on an off-road spec so that you can see what is in front of you as you're going down your dirt trail. Now, continuing all the way down with our unique front end, you're gonna have these lava red accents. Really gives, like I said, that nice kind of identifiable look where you could say this is a Rock Creek edition, but it also separates it from the rest of the Rogue trims. And all of the bottom portion up front is flat black, and you do have full functionality. I'm glad it's flat black. This will take a better beating. And remember, this is not meant to be a rock crawler. This is meant to take you off the beaten path, go to that place away from everybody where you don't have all the social influencers down by your favorite lake taking pictures of themselves and stuff. You could actually put the kayak in the water and be left alone. Now, as we rise up, hood is gonna be the same. So the whole front fascia, unique to the Rock Creek edition, hood's gonna be the same. Love the way the color really matches well with the intentions of this Rock Creek edition. Underneath the hood, you're still gonna get that 1.5 liter turbocharged inline 3, putting out 203 horsepower, and it is mated to a CVT, but you do get standard all-wheel drive for this Rock Creek edition. Now, coming around the bend, if we have a special front end, you definitely are gonna get some special looking wheels. And like I said, going back to SEMA, these wheels look identical to what was on display there. So you're gonna get these flat black, nice multi-spoke wheel, no glitz or glam on it, and that's how an off-road spec should be. a little bit of that lava red finish, just like it was taken off the front. I love the way they black out the Nissan badge. 17-inch wheel, and you'll notice that we have those Falcon all-terrain tires with the shielding all the way around. So that tells you that this at least has the wheels and tires to take that better beating, so you're not gonna get a puncture. Tires are 235 on the width, 65 series sidewall, and you'll notice in the suspension up top, shock absorber and the control arms and stuff, that they actually retuned the suspension to give you a little bit more control as you're going off-road. Because this is an off-road trim, you do get a little bit of flat black fender flare, which not only looks good, but this is gonna take a better beating. And then as we come down the side, you do have your gloss black on your mirror caps. We have our 360-degree cameras. And that's the great news about this, is that you have new camera technology on this Rock Creek Edition Nissan, where it has the invisible hood, where you can see pretty much right through that area where the hood and the engine is as you're going down the road. Down below, we have our Rock Creek badge with that lava red. You see the Rocky Mountains there. Love the way they did the badging in black with a little pop of that color. And then I think another nice touch is the two-tone. Nissan does the two-tone with the way they black out the A-pillar and then finish the rest in that dune color. Looks fantastic. This roof rack system, this is what comes on the Rock Creek Edition. So you can see the intentions about making this that adventure driving compact crossover. Love the powder coated finish. And this is stuff that you see people accessorize with, which of course there's a plethora of Nissan accessories that you could add to your Rock Creek Edition, but this comes standard like it from the factory. You have that raised roof rail, a little bit of the lava red. There is some bright shiny metalwork along the bottom, which I am gonna zonk. I wish that this was just blacked out or gloss black. Other than that though, I'm digging the colors, I'm digging the style. As we come towards the rear, I'm actually gonna have Lori kind of swing around and show you that side skirt extension. So with the side skirt, you have that flat black area down here extending nicely with a little bit, almost has like that mountain range kind of brought into the design. And from the side, you can see that this is, like I said, this is the smaller sibling to the Pathfinder. Kicks, Rogue, Pathfinder, get ready because there's supposed to be a new Murano coming, so I can't wait to bring you that. Now, as we kind of work through the display here, like I said, Casey with Nissan did a great job with this display. We get to the back end, and here's where you can really see the beefiness of that roof rack system. You got your color match shark fin antenna, nice long roof spoiler, still have the exposed wiper. The only one that doesn't have an exposed wiper, believe it or not, is the Tucson. The rest of the compact crossover SUVs, including the RAV4 TRD, that has exposed wiper as well. Rogue, like the way they're just putting that right across the middle with our Nissan badge. All-wheel drive, like I said. There's our little Rocky Mountains. And then as we drop it down to ground level, they actually reshape the lower rear bumper just to give you a little bit better departure angle. So you have increased approach angle and departure angle, and you're looking at about an inch lift from your standard Rogue. But why don't we go ahead, let's get inside because there's some interesting, unique touches to this Rock Creek Edition. All right, guys, we're inside this 2025 Nissan Rogue Rock Creek Edition. Nice to see Nissan bringing some of that off-road goodness because they have done the business in off-road racing throughout the decades. Now, I know you're saying to yourself, well, Joe, how much is this? No price available yet. These will be available later this year. So even though it's a 2025 model year vehicle, it will be coming out at the end of 2024. My guess that MSRP on this will be around $42,000. That's just my guesstimation, especially when you look at the RAV4 TRD off-road. But let's see what's unique about the interior of this Rock Creek Edition. To the door panels, I love the clean style. So everything is nice, soft touch, black material. And then you'll notice that they took the lava red and brought it to the stitching on the interior. There is some gloss black, but it's actually grooved, so you're not gonna get fingerprints. So you don't have to worry about the FBI coming after you if you have your Kentucky Fried Chicken greasy fingerprints on there. It actually looks really good. Door pocket is super tight. You're only gonna be able to get 4 Pop-Tarts in there. Of course, you gotta go with my favorite flavor, strawberry. and a bottle of strawberry Nestle Quick. Going from the door panel to the dash, that soft touch material, love the stitching. There's some gloss black here, but you're not gonna touch it. So you don't have to worry about that. Come on in, you're gonna be greeted to that standard 8-inch infotainment system. You can see that I have the camera set up. So that's the camera out the front. You got your 360-degree view camera, very clear resolution, and the camera, when you're in off-road mode, will stay on to up to 12 miles an hour. Love the fact that we have real knobs, real buttons, real stitching. And then working our way down, you do get dual climate control, which is great, with the digital readout. 3 stages of heated seats, no ventilated seats on this particular trim, USB-Cs, a 12-volt. You got your start-stop button, and then you have a place for your Nature Valley granola bars. If you're gonna go on an adventure, you wanna have your Nature Valley granola bars. Just make sure you have a roll of paper towels because they make a mess. You have your electric shifter for the CVT, 2 cup holders. Down below, you'll be able to put your canteen. Maybe you have one of those like Davy Crockett canteens that's made out of lamb's wool or lamb skin or whatever. Of course, it's for your pleasure, right? Lambskin. But anyways, you do have your mode selector knob with that off-road mode. Love the way you have the soft material, the stitching. Bombs away. Look at the room in here. It's actually quite generous. This is where you'll be able to, instead of not just bringing the Pop-Tarts, you could easily get, I would say, 5 Egg McMuffins in there. You could toss them up, maybe get a sausage with cheese, bacon with cheese. I've always used to wonder when I was a kid why Canadian bacon was a big thing. But I went to Canada, I actually lived there for about a year, and it all just came to me and made sense. Seats, unique to the Rock Creek edition. Water repellent interior. That Rock Creek embroidery with the mountains. Love the way they did the kind of waterproof cloth center. Nice bolstering. You do have manual controls for the passenger, but I have an electric assist for the driver. The one kind of bummer is you don't get a sunroof. So let me know in the comment section if that's a zonk. To me, it's not. It's a bummer, but I'm not going to zonk it because I really don't use sunroofs. But let me know if that should be a sunroof up there. But why don't you come over to the business end? I want to show you behind the flat bottom steering wheel in this Rock Creek edition. All right, guys, business time behind the wheel. Like I said, for the driver's side, you do have the 8-way adjustable power seats with the lower lumbar. Love the seat material, and the quality is really there in that needlepoint stitching. I'm sitting here, I'm 6 feet tall. I could actually lower the seat a little bit. 6 feet tall, not even close to the headliner. Steering wheel, they did what I love. They brought the stitching all the way through, the same color badging. You have flat black on the switchgear, paddles to go through simulated gears with the CVT. It is a manual tilting and telescoping steering wheel. And then with this particular model, you're gonna have the analog gauges, speedometer, tachometer, fuel gauge, and coolant gauge. And then in the center there, you're gonna have, of course, your display, which you could scroll through a cornucopia of information. But because we can't drive inside the convention center, I'm not able to show you all the goodies. And another thing to remember is you have the new updated Pro Pilot Assist 2.1. So we're going from 1.1 to 2.1. But why don't we go ahead, let's get in that back seat and see what kind of fun we could have with the seats up or the seats down in this Rock Creek. All right, guys, we're talking about loads. What kind of loads? Loads of people that we could put in the back seat of this Rock Creek edition. Tons of headroom. I'm not the biggest fan of the lighter headliner, but I guess it gives you kind of a woodsy feel. When I think of woods, I think beige. No, not really, but I don't know, kind of just breaks it up a little bit, but I would have liked it to have been all black. That's just me. Love that water resistant, easy to clean. Your kids get your, spit all over this or throw up or boogers or whatever. You can wipe it right off. You do have your AC vents on the back, 2 USB-Cs. I have a pocket over here so that when we're hunting for twigs and berries, you can put your twigs and berries in there and you don't have to worry about damaging your twigs or your berries. But sitting here feels good, like the comfort of the seats, and even better, Charmin Soft with 2 cup holders. And I like the way, look, same stitching, no matter where you look on the interior of this thing. But why don't we go ahead, let's get in that cargo area because I want to fold these seats down and show you how much room there is in a Rogue. All right, guys, time to get in that cargo area. What you're gonna do, it's real simple. Don't go up here. If your friends tell you to push for the button up here, they're making fun of you. Push down here. Get that nice electric assist. What I already did is I lowered the seats, but before we get to that, I wanna just show you how low the rear bumper is. You know, a lot of times they jack up the rear on off-road SUVs, or the whole vehicle's jacked up. You could save getting jacked up at the gym, for the gym. Here, you're able to have a low liftover level, which is perfect. Now, another thing that's perfect is those 60/40 seats fold down super flat. This has some of the most cargo space in the compact crossover SUV segment, more than the RAV4. You do have a 12 volt, perfect for going to the camp, the beach, maybe being in the middle of nowhere, maybe you're tailgating. You have a Nook. This is the official Nismo Twinkie box holder. And then on the right-hand side, we have the Nismo gallon of chocolate milk holder. And of course, a chocolate milk, where does that come from? That comes from brown cows. Now you lift this up. The good news is you do get an actual spare. So nice to see that. But I know you want to go for a ride. There's not a lot of wilderness out here in Miami, especially Miami Beach, but stay tuned. We will be doing the first drive of this Rock Creek edition, but we need to wrap it up for Miami. All right, guys, been a great time at the Nissan booth. Definitely want to thank Casey and the rest of the Nissan team for not only setting up this booth, but having us here to bring you the special access of this Rogue Rock Creek edition, all new for 2025. Let me know what you think. Has Nissan done the right things to their smaller size crossover SUV to battle the mighty RAV4 TRD off-road? Let me know in that comment section. But if you're new to the channel, you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raised Wise family. Of course, we need to give it up. LG Raiti, working that camera like a champ, trying to keep us calm, but I get all excited being at auto shows. So it's a challenge for her to wrangle me in, that's for sure. But thank you, Lori, for being such a great hard worker. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.